Corki is getting a massive rework. He's gonna be completely different than recently, but pretty similar to what he used to be years ago. I'll show you all the Corki changes and will also tell you a few words about his gameplay right now. It is much different than it used to be. So Riot changes intend to make Corki a viable bot laner and also supposedly stronger in the early game. He definitely feels more like an AD carry right now. When it comes to the stats, Corki loses 6 AD but gains some HP, armor and attack speed. Corki's passive. Here we already have some massive changes. The package is getting removed. Furthermore, Corki no longer converts 80% of the attack damage to magic damage, so he is a normal AD carry now. On top of it, he does 15% of the attack as an additional true damage. This also applies to Spellblade procs with Shin items and to critical strikes. Infinity Edge will further increase the modifiers. Q has a scaling cooldown now, uses a bit less mana and is a bit faster. W, the tick rate is 2 times slower, but the total damage over 2.5 seconds is unchanged. It also has a minimum range of 300 right now. And its cost also went up on higher levels. Corki's E, the cooldown got significantly reduced from 16 to 12 seconds and cost went up a bit on higher levels. The damage type is no longer 50-50, it is now 100% physical damage. Total damage over time is a bit lower, but the resist shred is faster and stronger, and the shred still happens to both armor and magic resist. Corki's ultimate also got big changes. Its damage type got changed from magic to physical. I think this is the final nail in the coffin to magic penetration Corki that we've seen for so many years. Mana cost went up and ammo got decreased by 1, currently it is 6. But here we reach another big change. Ammo recharge time is doubled or almost doubled depending on the ult rank. But on the other side, basic attacks against champion now refund 5 seconds of ammo recharge time. So using it just for the wave clear, you're not gonna have so many rockets, but in the fights you might even have them more than you used to be, but you just need to keep attacking your enemies. The base damage of ult is much higher, especially at higher levels. AD scaling got increased early, but very slightly decreased post level 16. AP scaling got completely removed. The multiplier for the big one is still the same. After waiting a little over 30 minutes in queue, I managed to play a normal game of Corki in the PvE and made plenty of observations. I chose press the attack as my rune, as this seems to be the go-to AD carry rune right now. It also seems to be pretty fitting for Corki. I expect Corki in the mid lane to still be viable, but Riot really wants to push him into the AD carry role, and that's where I went. Corki still remains a very mana hungry champion. Tyr and Shin are both very good on him in the early game. Playing without more mana would be close to impossible. For boots you want to go Berserker's Grease right now, especially considering the fact that you can later upgrade it to the Zephyr. Old Essence River would be really good on Corki, but with the new Essence River being 3300 gold while not having the Shin passive, I think that Essence River is unfortunately not good enough. 3 legendary items that seem absolutely core on new Corki are Mana Mune, Trinity Force and Infinity Edge. But in what exact order should you finish them? That will take some time to figure out. Maybe Trinity Force early is good, or maybe it's better to just sit on your Shin for a while. One thing is certain, when you get your Infinity Edge, you have a massive power spike. IE is having 80 attack damage right now. When I got this item, I started hitting like a truck. Remember, it also makes your true damage from passive crit for more. That's why it's such a core Corki item. In that game I tried Rapid Fire Cannon to pair with IE. It was okay, but I think going for Last Whisper item instead of Rapid Fire Cannon might be better. Corki has so much physical damage right now, Lord Dominic and Mortal Reminder are both going to be really good on him. Some other options to finish your build that you can consider are Zeal items to be more AD carry like, so probably Phantom Dancer or Rapid Fire Cannon. You can also consider trying Yuntal, the new item, for some more burst type of build, although I feel like you may not have enough slots to squeeze this item. If you had 7 item slots, I think it would be more likely to fit this item into your build. You can also consider something situational like New Bloodthirster, Immortal Shieldbow, War or GA to finish your build. Essence River looks good on paper. In that game enemy Corki even tried it, but it's very expensive as I said, 3300 gold with IE being 3400 gold, and ability haste isn't really needed right now on Corki. especially with reduction from auto attacks on R, so I think other options are better. New Corki is way more about auto attacking and less about spellcasting. So how does Corki play out right now? Despite Riot buffing his early game, I still think this is where Corki is the weakest. I think that in the bot lane, he is still going to struggle versus enemy AD carries and supports that have a lot of attack range. It's probably fine to just farm, go even and scale up. In the mid game you start dealing a lot of damage, especially when you complete your Infinity Edge. How does it feel playing this Corki? Honestly, it feels like playing the old AD carry Corki from 10 years ago. I personally like it. I like him being more AD carry-like. It will take more skill to play this Corki as well, as you need to be more careful with your W usage and you don't have the package. Corki not having the package is actually really good, as this was holding Corki's hostage as a champion. Pretty much every balance change was adjusted to his package. He has much more freedom to play right now. Positioning is going to be really important now, as you cannot poke as well as before. I think Corki being more of an AD champion suits him pretty well. With changes to damage type and scalings, I don't really expect any AP or magic penetration builds to be viable anymore. So overall I must say I like these Corki changes. It's kinda funny that Corki is being brought back to his roots, just like all these Zeal items that are going back to what they once were. We went full cycle. What do you think about this Corki? Let me know in the comments. Cheers!